There was a concern here that Mr. Chauvin was concerned. And you'll decide for yourself whether that was the face of one who was afraid at the time. He had the bullets, guns, he had the mace, and what was there to be afraid of here, particularly at this scene? So this wasn't the face of fear or concern or worry. That's what fear and worry looked like. When Mr. George Floyd was well aware that with one wrong move of his hand, and it could be his last turn, that he could be shot to death. Some stories about the bystanders and the suggestion that they were an unruly crowd. I described them earlier as a bouquet of humanity, and they all came together focused on the one thing, which was they saw that a human being they did not know was suffering, and they wanted to try to intervene to stop the suffering. They felt torn between their love for the sanctity of life itself, and on the other hand, their respect for the authority that the badge represents. Now, the ultimate proof of this is if those bystanders did not respect this badge, they could very easily have taken the law into their own hands and simply have removed Mr. Chauvin. Then we wouldn't have to have any discussions about how reasonable it was for him to stay on a man's neck who wasn't even breathing. We wouldn't have to have any of these kinds of discussions at all. But none of them did that. None of them did that because they respected this badge even if it tore them up inside. If we're doing an honest assessment of the facts, looking at the totality of the circumstances, if we're going to talk about fentanyl, death by fentanyl or an overdose, why isn't that said? He does not fit the description of anyone who dies from a fentanyl overdose, and even Dr. Fowler conceded it from the stand in terms of what a fentanyl overdose looks like. It does not look like somebody who's saying, I can't breathe, my neck hurts, my back hurts, everything hurts. Now, we heard from 3 medical examiners, ladies and gentlemen, 3 of them. Between the 3 of them, they probably have done close to 15,000 autopsies. And not a single one of them testified about one instance ever where somebody who didn't even have a pulse somehow spontaneously came back to life, broke handcuffs, and rampaged the city. So there aren't 2 sides to the story as to the unreasonable use of force. And when Mr. Floyd is saying, please, please, I can't breathe, 27 times in just a few minutes, you saw it when Mr. Chauvin did not let up and we didn't get up. Even when he passed out, not breathing anymore, he doesn't let up or get up. When he knows he doesn't have a pulse, he doesn't let up or get up. You were told that Mr. Floyd died because his heart was too big. And the truth of the matter is that the reason George Floyd is dead is because Mr. Chauvin's heart was too small.